What's up guys, it's Cobalt here and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you all of the new customs up for sale on my eBay shop. I try to do one of these videos at least once a month because aside from commissions it really helps me out a lot. Speaking of commissions, if you're interested in commissioning me, there is also a link down below in the description to my Etsy shop where I accept those. Generally speaking, my commissions are open 24/7 all the time, but they will probably be closing briefly at the end of May just because I'm actually graduating college very soon, and that means that I'm also moving into my first apartment. So those two things being considered, also the fact that I kind of got scammed by the IRS and had to pay way more taxes than I should have, and I just bought a car. If any of you guys buy the customs featured in today's video, that would really help me out a lot. I would appreciate it so much. And also, when I get my new apartment, I have to start paying rent, which sucks. But yeah, so your financial support means so much to me, and I literally could not do that without you guys, so I appreciate you all so much. Sorry for the long intro, but most of my videos are usually pre-recorded, but this video is being recorded on the day that I'm uploading it, so I figured I would give you guys a little bit of an update since I haven't talked too much about all the stuff that's going on because I'm very busy. That being said, I have 16 brand new customs to show you in today's video, so without further ado, let's get right on into it. As always, I do have to start by showing you guys the old customs that have been up in the shop for a while, so they're all in their little protective bags, but we have Thanos, we have this pink wolf cat, we have this eye repaint Jaguar custom, we have this little guinea pig, we have this baboon, and finally we have another partial repaint of this otter. If you guys want to get a better look and a more detailed overview of any of these customs, go watch my previous customs for sale video. And here's the first of our new customs. I know in my previous video I said I did a lot of eye repaints in that video and that I wasn't gonna do too many in the next video, but I'll be so honest, most of these are partial customs or eye repaints, but there's still enough details on them where they're definitely like their own thing, and I think this is a pretty good example of that. If you guys follow Littlest Pet Shop over on their Instagram, you might have also seen this one because I did a collab post with this custom and the next one that I'm going to show you, but I think she's very cute. This was kind of just like a warm-up custom that I did, but I really love her. Her eyes are very unique and interesting, but she is a partial repaint of the brand new Pet Pairs Cocker Spaniel. This is the original one that I got that I didn't think was painted very well, so that's why I decided to customize her. But aside from painting her eyes, obviously I added all of these freckles in this dark gray color, so everything you see like this and the tips of her ears and her paws were also painted. I also painted the white tip of the ears and these little white spots, so if you're familiar with this LPS at all, you can definitely tell what is repainted and what is from the original LPS. But yeah, like I said, quite a few eye repaint customs in this video, only a few fully painted customs, but because LPS are so accessible now and because I really am loving Wave 3, I've just had so much fun painting these guys. So I'm gonna leave her on screen really quick as I show you guys the next custom because they sort of go together. And here she is. So these two LPS originally come together in a pet pair set, but I decided to customize both of them. I love this base so much. I recently did a fully painted one as a commission, and I think she's so cute, so I decided to do something else a little bit different with her eyes, and I think they're a lot of fun. I really love the lidded look that she has, and just like the Cocker Spaniel here, I added a bunch of little cute freckles and things like that, and I think she's very cute. There's also some little hearts, and I gave her a coat of matte sealant, which helped tone down the shininess of this orange color, so that's pretty cool. And she has some little purple paw pads and a purple nose that match her eyes, and I also really love this heart that I added here on the back. But yeah, I would love to do more customs with this base in the future because she's so cute. Next up, we have this cat here. I'm generally showing you the customs in order of completion, but I am going to go through all of the eye repaints first and then show you the actual fully painted customs at the end of the video. But anyways, this is painted on a fake LPS base, and I wasn't originally intending to go with the emo look, but I kind of messed up on her eyelashes, so I just went with it. So obviously, I painted the eyes, like I said. I also painted the mouth, all the little black dots and stuff that represent piercings, I suppose, and then this little fishnet glove that she has, and I painted her paws as well, but everything else is the normal LPS base. But I think she's really cute. Again, gave her the hearts in the eyes. I really love painting like the open mouths on customs like this, and I think that it really suits her a lot. Yeah, there's obviously nothing going on here on the back, so she is quite simple and will probably be one of the cheaper ones. Next up, we got another custom on a fake base, this time on this dachshund, also known as Savannah, whose number I can never remember. Just like the previous custom, I painted her eyes, and I think they look very cute. I recently did another partial custom on this base, so I had a lot of fun doing that one and figured that I wanted to do another one. She also has some painted piercings in both ears, which are a bit hard to see on camera. I also painted her nose and the other spots on her face. Her whole stomach and chest is painted along with all of the paws, and then all of the stripes on her back and her legs were painted as well, or him or them Obviously, if you buy any custom from me, you can decide who the character is and what gender they are. But yeah, another pretty simple one. It's also got some painted paw pads on the bottom, but I think they turned out very cute. And then we have this cow, which is another custom on a new Pet Pairs G7 LPS from Wave 3. And again, just some simple painted details here. I painted the eyes, which I think are probably my favorite part of the custom. I got them pretty detailed, which I really love. There's some streaks in the hair that I painted. Of course, all the freckles are painted as well. And I also painted the hooves, and there's a little bit of some stripes on the tail there as well to match the hair. And then I added these little polymer clay slices to the ears to give her some earrings. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with this one because I think this cow design is very cute, but I don't like the eyes that the normal LPS comes with. Obviously, I didn't really paint LPS style eyes on this one, but I just think that adding some painted eyes really enhanced this LPS a lot, and I love her so much more, and I think brown eyes really, really suit her. Then we have this custom, which was a lot of fun. So this custom was made from a blacklight Littlest Pet Shop, but I decided that I wanted to take it and turn it into a non-blacklight pet, even though I'm a huge fan of the blacklight LPS. But my feeling here is that neon paint is so hard to work with, so these honestly like open up a really cool world of possibilities for customs because you still get that neon blue color. Obviously, this is still here, so you can tell that it was once a blacklight pet, but I covered up all of the bright yellow details with white. And I mean, aside from the yellow teeth, which are definitely my own design here, I feel like this could absolutely be an officially released LPS by Basic Fun because they do definitely make a lot of brightly colored LPS, which personally I love. But yeah, this is my own little spin on that idea. I also really love this one's eyes with the shape and the colors that I used. I think it's really cool. So even though this one has a quite simple paint job from me, it is definitely one of my favorites in this video. But yeah, again, I painted all of the white detailing and the eyes and the nose and the teeth. Next up, we got another G7 repaint that is quite simple. So this is one of the new blind box pets for Wave 3 that is repainted. She has some glitters that I added on her ears and in her eyes just to enhance it. I guess these would be earrings, but I painted her eyes and then the other black detailing that you can see. So just like a couple spots and things on her face and then this little heart on her chest. She's probably the most simple one in this video, aside from this cat right here. Then we have this dog, another one from the same set of blind boxes. Also quite simple. I pretty much only repainted her eyes, her nose, her tongue, and then her two front paws, I believe I painted as well. But I think she's really cute. Ever since getting this one in the blind boxes, I knew that I really wanted to do an eye repaint of her. I wasn't sure what color eyes I wanted to do. I think this one originally has light blue eyes, and I thought the brown was really cute, but I also like the blue, so I gave her two different colored eyes, and I love her a lot. Love the space, love the colors of it, and I like her a lot, especially with this eye repaint that I did. Can you tell that I am really loving the Wave 3 series of blind boxes? This is another cat from said blind boxes, and when I originally unboxed these on my channel, I mentioned that I thought this one reminded me a lot of Pia's little customs mascot, and as I started painting this one, I was like, oh my god, I'm literally just making Pia's mascot. So hopefully I made her different enough, but I definitely do consider this a little bit of an homage to Pia. But I painted this one's eyes. I added some stars in them because this original base has these 3 green stars here, and I thought that was cute, and I don't have nail polish remover, so I decided to keep them in the design by adding all the stars in the eyes and this star on her chest as well. I also painted her 2 little white paws, and I painted the bow on her head, which was originally green. I changed it to pink. I also repainted the hair here, the inside of her ears, and then the white on her muzzle, and the 2 little blush marks on her cheeks. But yeah, I think she's really adorable, and I also really, really love this one's eyes. This is the last one from said set of blind boxes, and it is the wolf, probably my favorite one from the blind boxes. This one's eyes are also way different than any of the other ones that I did, but this is an eye style that I do sometimes, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I really, really like him. He's very cute. But I also painted all of these extra stars on him, along with some freckles and piercings, of course. But yeah, I just thought that adding more stars into the design would be a lot of fun. But again, you can kind of tell what I painted because it's this darker gray and then this other darker gray right here, along with the eyes, and all the paws are painted too. I realized that I didn't paint his tooth or the inside of his mouth, but yeah, I really love this one, and this eye style is very fun for me to paint. Alright, I have 2 more partial customs to show you guys before I finally get into the 4 fully painted customs, but this is a partial repaint of one of the pets from the Disco series that's only sold at 5 Below pretty much, and I really love those pets, but again, their printing isn't great, so I thought that these would also make for a really good partial custom. The next one that I'm going to show you is also in the same vein as this, but like always, I repainted her eyes, and then she does have a white marking around her muzzle, but I repainted that and kind of changed the shape. I also added all of the freckles, and then the inside of the ears are painted as well. I also painted the flower on her chest and her little paws and paw pads there, along with the pink nose and the pink inside of the ears and everything like that. I'm not a huge fan of the way that I painted this one's eyes, and I think it's a little bit boring, but she is still cute. And then finally we have this bowl. skull, which obviously I knew I wanted to repaint, and I wasn't really sure where I was going with this one. I was kind of just adding like brown spots and things, but then I decided to give it a fun alien UFO design with the eyes, and then I added some little alien earrings as well. So I also do really love this custom. I think it's a lot of fun and definitely something that I want to do again and expand upon in the future. But yeah, I think he's very cute, and I think the green eyes also really suit this brown color palette. I believe the original LPS has blue eyes, which I also do really love, and then of course these are also a little bit of a different style from some of the other customs. And then he's got some little star markings there and here and right there, but aside from that, not too much to say about this guy because he doesn't have a ton going on. Obviously, things I painted were the eyes and then all of these dark brown markings, and then the ears and the horns were also repainted. Now finally we have the fully painted custom. So first up we have this ant. I've painted an ant one other time, but it was made into a praying mantis, so this is my first time painting an ant without any alterations to it, and I actually think this base is pretty cute. I love the way that I painted this one's eyes also. Very experimental, very detailed, but always a lot of fun. It has a sort of minty green and pink color palette. Kind of a weird design, but I think it's still cute. I like all the hearts that I added on the feet. I think that was a fun idea. But yeah, I don't plan out my designs, so never really know where they're gonna end up, but she was fun to make, and I definitely think that I want to customize more ants in the future, especially considering that I have quite a few ant bases laying around. Then we have this crouching cat made from a fake crouching cat base, and as for the fully repainted custom, she's definitely my favorite. I think that she's also really cute. You can see that this is once again another custom where I incorporated stars, but I wanted to sort of give her like normal markings and then make it look like the stars are kind of part of that. So you can see there, and then some more stars on the back. These colors also make for a pretty interesting color palette, but I think that they really worked quite well, and I also really love the way that I painted her eyes with the really vibrant teal and then this bright green in them. I think it's really cute, and kind of another design idea with like the spots and the stars that I want to expand upon in the future and make maybe a cooler design from. But yeah, she's a lot of fun and very cute. I always love painting the crouching cat bases. Then we have this dog. It's made from another G7 LPS. She has no tail, so I resculpted it. The tail is sculpted, these little pieces of fluff on the back of the head and some portions of the ears. I think maybe only this piece right here, and then her eyebrows are sculpted. This is actually the only custom featured in this video that does have sculpting on it. Again, very busy, which is why I made so many eye repaint customs and not too many fully painted customs, but I really like this one as well. I went for a fully purple color palette, and then since I did purple, I decided to do yellow for the eyes just to complement that, and I painted this little sort of teardrop shape here, which is why I decided to paint teardrops in the eyes, and her eyes are also a little bit of an interesting shape, or him. I guess this one is pretty androgynous since I didn't really give it any eyelashes. But yeah, I also really love the color palette on this one. I think it was a lot of fun, and I definitely want to do more customs with the King Charles Spaniel base without the tail, because I like using the tail for other customs, but I think this little nub tail on this body is also very cute. But aside from that, not too much to say about this one. And here is the final custom for today's video. Maybe a little bit of an anticlimactic one to end on because it's just another cow, but I think it is pretty cute. It is also pink, kind of similar to the partial one that I did earlier, but yeah, it's just got those simple cow markings, and then I decided to add the cream color in as well, and then also it has hearts in the eyes, but I think it's still cute. Like I said, I really love painting the cow eyes because of how big they are, and here's what the bottom looks like, and in case you're curious, here is what both of the cow LPS look like together. So they kind of look like they could be related. Both got some pink markings and some brown eyes, but I think that design is very cute, which is basically why I did it twice. So as you can see, we have a whole pile of customs today. 16 customs, which is probably like the most that I've done for one of these videos. I don't know why I waited so long to post these guys, but they are now all up on my eBay shop. As always, there's a link to my eBay shop as a whole, along with the individual links to each custom down below in the description. If you stayed this long in the video, thank you once again for all the support. I really appreciate it. And of course, as always, whether you want to buy one of these guys or not, let me know down below in the comments which one was your favorite. Like I said, I think these two are probably my favorite. I think they're both really cute, but I like a lot of the customs in this video. So hopefully in my next one of these videos, I won't have as many like just boring partial repaint customs, but like I said, they're still very fun for me to make, and they are a little bit cheaper than my fully painted customs, so it makes it a little bit more accessible for you guys. But I do want to start getting back into my fully painted customs. But of course, if you want to buy a custom from me but none of these interest you, you can also commission me over on my Etsy, which is also linked down below in the description. And oh my god, before I forget, I'm also now selling stickers, primarily on my Etsy, but I also put them up on eBay as well, because I know some people only use eBay, which is why I sell on both platforms. So yeah, if you want to buy a sticker from me, that would also be very cool. There's lots of designs. You should go check them out. If I make enough money from these stickers, I will make more stickers. So you buying them shows me that this is something you guys are interested in. But anyways, that's it for this video. I'm yapping way too much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!